Hey guys, Susie here, and today's video is all about perfumes and fragrances and how to help your fragrance last a whole lot longer. Now, I know that I myself am a really huge perfume collector. My fiance as well, he likes to collect colognes. So between the two of us, we have quite a fragrance collection. Now, I don't have as many perfumes as I used to. I used to have a whole lot of perfumes. I mean, I literally had like tons and tons of perfumes, and a lot of them I've kind of got rid of over the years. Some of them I bought kind of thinking that I liked the scent, and then after wearing it a couple times I was like, no, I don't think I'm feeling this scent too much. And then some of the other ones just were kind of getting a little bit old. They just weren't smelling exactly like they're supposed to, and so I kind of decided to just kind of get rid of them and, say to heck with it, I'm just going to get some new ones. And I haven't really actually updated my fragrance collection in a while. I just haven't had as much money to really spend on perfumes like I wish I did, but believe me, if I had the money, I would be buying quite a lot of them. So it's really important also because summertime's coming up and we're definitely going out a lot more than we were when the weather was cold outside. So you're going to be wearing a lot more fragrances and perfumes and things, and trying to smell your very best. These are going to be things that you can be able to use to help your fragrance stay throughout the day or night, or during your entire outing. And some of us like to go to work wearing a scent, and perhaps we're going out right after work and you want your scent to be able to carry over onto later on in the day. So it's really important to get the very most out of your perfume. So the very first tip that I have for you guys that's going to help your perfume or cologne last a lot longer is to actually use a baby oil or an unscented lotion. Now, a lot of people don't know about this tip. I'm not really quite sure why. I actually didn't know about it until my fiance kind of introduced me to this, and I tried it out a couple times, and sure enough, he was definitely right. It really does help your fragrance last a lot longer. And so when you're using lotion, I would say go for a unscented lotion or a baby oil that has a very, very light smell or no smell at all. That way it doesn't interfere with your fragrance. And all you really have to do is take a little bit of the baby oil or the lotion, just put a little, I'd say quarter size amount on your hand, maybe even a little less if you're going with baby oil, maybe even like a dime size amount, and then just take some of your perfume, cologne, spray, whatever, spray right onto that baby oil or lotion. Just kind of mix it in between your hands and apply to whatever spots you would usually apply your fragrance. And you'll notice that because the fragrance actually has something to hold on to, such as the oil or the lotion, and that of course which is going to sink into your skin, it kind of creates like a base. Like when you're doing your makeup, you want to use a base to kind of hold your makeup on there longer. Same thing goes for fragrances. You want to have a base for the fragrance to hold on to. Another really good tip is if you're going to go out to buy the fragrance, it's always good to buy the collection of the fragrance, because that way you kind of get the most staying power from that fragrance as possible. So if you go to get the perfume and you notice that they have like the deodorant spray, they have body lotion, maybe they have like a dry oil, or like a little to-go spray, like squirty travel size spray, always go ahead and get the collection. If they have the shampoo, the conditioner, the works, if you can afford it, get it, because that way you kind of have that scent all over you. You're going to have it in all the different products. It's going to be the same scent, so it's going to match, and it's going to give you that staying power that you need throughout the day. Plus the little like travel size little sprays of perfume are always really handy. That way, in case you really need to, you can just take a little of that and touch up your fragrance. Another really good tip that I have for you guys is, rather than choosing an eau de toilette, choose an eau de parfum. And you can tell which of your perfumes are eau de parfums by looking right on the bottle. Now, I don't even know if you guys will be able to see it, but right on the very bottom of this J'adore, there's a little tiny, it's really hard to see because of the liquid inside, but right in the very, very bottom, there's a little thing that says eau de parfum. And this one, such as this sunflowers spray, this one actually has an eau de toilette, and I don't even know if you guys will be able to see it. It's so tiny in this camera. Probably can't even zoom in on it, but you'll notice that it will actually be marked on the bottom of your fragrance which of the two things it is. Now, if you're going for a really light, kind of just a really fresh, subtle scent, you don't want anything that's, going to stay on too long, not anything that's overpowering or anything like that. An eau de toilette is definitely the way to go because they're really light scents. They're usually not going to have the very same staying power as an eau de parfum, and kind of the reason why eau de parfums are actually a lot more long lasting, and the scent is actually going to be different. You'll notice if you smell an eau de toilette version of a perfume and an eau de parfum version of a perfume, you're going to notice that the scent is actually different. The scent of the perfume is actually going to be a lot more kind of stronger. The reason why is because when you create a fragrance, there's always the parfum oil, and then they mix it in with different kinds of fillers and things to kind of concentrate the scent down just a little bit so that it's a little bit lighter and kind of fresher rather than like a really overpowering scent. But in eau de parfums, they actually use a whole lot less of that filler, so you're actually getting more of the fragrance oil in that perfume, which is why it lasts a lot longer. So if you're kind of going for a scent that you want to last more throughout the day, choose an eau de parfum version of that fragrance instead of eau de toilette because it will last you a whole lot longer. Also, some fragrances nowadays come in a dry oil version. You'll notice that it's actually a almost like a baby oil kind of texture oil that you actually get in a little spray thing. You can spray it wherever and just kind of rub onto your skin. And a lot of times now they will come in dry oil. Some perfumes do not come in a dry oil version. Fragrance.net is a really good site that I always get a lot of perfumes and things from, and you could possibly find the dry oil versions of that on that site because they do carry a lot of dry oil versions of different kinds of perfumes and colognes. But if you can find the dry oil, it's definitely going to sink into your skin better, so it's definitely going to give you more of that staying power, and usually they cost less or pretty much the same amount as the perfume or cologne to begin with. So if you're kind of going for a more lasting scent, it's always good to get the dry oil version. Now, a lot of people don't really know where to apply perfume or cologne. A lot of us just kind of spray it in the air and walk through it, or you might just take the bottle and just spray all around, and that's fine. It's actually okay to go ahead and spray all around, but if you're really wanting that lasting power, there's certain points on your body which are actually the best for you to spray. Now, there's certain parts of you that are going to kind of sweat and get hotter than other parts of your body. Your arm right here is not going to be as warm as, say, right behind your ears where your face is. So you're going to want to pick the points on your body that are the warmest, the parts where, not really that you sweat the most, but that are kind of like pulse points. Usually these are places where you can feel your pulse in your body. So a lot of these places are going to be like your wrist, right in between your elbow, like where your arm bends, right behind your ear, right on your neck, the back of your neck, and also the backs of your knees. This is where you're going to want to spray your perfume. In these areas, this will help it lasts the longest. It's going to give you the best staying power. It's also going to kind of help to bring out your fragrance a lot more. People are going to be able to smell it more because these are going to be the warmest spots on your body, and they're going to heat up that perfume and fragrance to kind of help it bring it out, and other people will be able to smell it a whole lot better. It's also going to last a lot longer as well. The very last tip that I have for you guys is probably the most simplest, but a lot of people do not do it, and that is to make sure that you are keeping your perfume or cologne in a dim area. Now, some of us, we like to just kind of leave it out on our desk. It's out on the dresser, it's out in front of the window. We just kind of put it on a table somewhere, just whatever. And it's okay to just kind of sit out on a table for like a few minutes and then you put it away. But if you're wanting to store your perfume or cologne, the best place is a very dim area, someplace where the sunlight is not going to reach, because the sunlight is actually going to help to age your perfume or your fragrance. It's actually going to make the life of that perfume or fragrance a lot shorter. So the best kind of places to store perfumes or fragrances are places like a dresser drawer. You open it up, you take what you need, just spray, you put it back, and it's very dim in there. Or perhaps like some kind of cabinet, a medicine cabinet, Maybe if you have some kind of little closet in your room, a closet is definitely good. If you don't have a whole lot of space, just putting them in a shoe box or some kind of box that you can just kind of keep in the closet, or just clothes in your room, that's also a good idea as well. And also, other than it being dimly lit, make sure that it's not overly hot or overly cold in this area. So you don't want to store them in like the fridge or something, or you don't want to store them in a closet somewhere down in the basement where it's going to be really cold and damp. When you also don't want to store them someplace like the attic or in some place that's going to be really hot and like sweltering, because that's going to destroy your fragrance as well. So picking a dimly lit area such as a box, a dresser drawer, a medicine cabinet, these are all good places that you can keep your fragrance, and it's going to help it last longer and give it a longer life, so you don't have to throw it away, because nobody wants to spend $70 something on perfume and then have to throw it away a year later because it's been destroyed by sitting out in the sunlight. And you're going to notice a lot of people, think that they keep perfumes for like 3 years and they still smell good. Yeah, they might still smell kind of good, but they're probably not smelling exactly like they should. Perfumes do have a life. They don't last forever, and they're not like wine. They don't get better as they age. They actually get worse. And this actually happened. I used to have a Dolce & Gabbana perfume that wasn't really my favorite. I never really used it a whole lot, and I kind of put it back in my perfume collection in the very back and totally forgot about it. And it had been there for like at least, oh God, at least 3 or 4 years. I totally forgot about it. One day I was like, oh, I found my Dolce & Gabbana perfume. I'm going to spray this real quick and, wear it that day. And I noticed that it really had a really rancid kind of smell. Didn't really smell like the fragrance anymore. It didn't smell as pleasant as it used to. It smelled like the fragrance still, but it was kind of lacking that wow factor. It was just really kind of aired out smelling, just didn't smell the same, and so I had to toss it, and it's a real shame because it was an expensive perfume. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this video, and I hope that this had a lot of really good tips and things that are going to help you guys get the most out of your fragrances. And if you have any ideas or tips and things that you want to share, please leave them in the comments below, because I could always use them and I'd love to hear them. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a great day or evening. Bye!